Episode 9 now. I think I messed up the last episode's number. I think I called it 9. So this is actually 9. I went home and I did one with, I don't know if you know the name Mike Yerrick.
Yeah,
I did one with him. We sat in my truck in the parking lot of our home resort.
Oh, sick.
And just like basically reminisced and shit and just talked about, I just haven't seen him in years, and just, he was a guy I looked up to.
Oh, yeah.
Like crazy at my home resort. So I was just like, yo Mike, I'm home. Like,
yeah, I remember like skiing against him at like Rails to Riches back in the day. Just seeing him around all the different mountains.
Well, yeah, I said his episode was 9, so
this
one's
10?
9. No, we're 9. He's 8. I'm gonna have to do something there. Yeah. So episode 9. It is now officially the Ski Bum podcast. And I'm here with my good friend. This is the second appearance.
Little cameo on his,
yeah. So I'm here with my buddy, Lupe Hagearty.
What's up, everyone?
Welcome. But yeah, man, we're just catching up. It's crazy going through an injury this winter and just not traveling with you as much as we normally did. Going on some crazy trips and just reminiscing, but just wanted to catch up with you and see what you were up to all winter.
Sick. Yeah, this was like the first winter in, probably 4 years or something that we didn't film or travel together.
Yeah. 4? It's been that many years? I would have said 2. I guess maybe 3.
3? Or 3?
2 winters, but 3 years, I think.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. Right? Because you guys did the Arizona stuff last year.
Oh, yeah, and you weren't.
Right, I didn't come on that.
Okay, yeah, so 2.
Basically, a little more than 2, probably. Yeah. But yeah, in between that time and now, a huge project came out for you, dude. A huge documentary.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I'm down for whatever.
Sick, man. How was, I remember you years ago talking about it to me, and I was just like, dang, just getting to know you and knowing your story and stuff like that. I was like, dang, if you did it right, it would be so sick. And then here and there, you showed me parts of it. I was like, dude, this thing is coming together.
Yeah, the process was kind of like a roller coaster.
Oh, I'm sure.
Emotionally, I just kept going back and forth about being stoked on it, and then kind of just being I don't know if I want to do this or if it's gonna be done. I don't know. Yeah, I was just I'd go back and forth between being stoked and then having second thoughts. And overall, I'm definitely stoked it finally came together, because you were saying, it was something I kind of was thinking about for quite some time. And when everything came together, it was definitely pretty cool to have it all work out.
And there's not many documentaries on the side of street style, so it's, street skiing and stuff like that, so it's it's just pretty cool to have you as someone who's done it for as many years as you have, to then just go basically back to your beginnings of how you got into it, and then the struggles and stuff you went through as a kid and stuff like that, and just being I'm focused on this one thing.
Yeah, I think, I'm constantly getting inspiration from different films and short projects I'm watching, even if it's surfing or climbing, skiing, skating. I think I'm finding myself right now more drawn to stories and getting to I love sick action footage, but also learning about someone more in depth, I just find very interesting. And I just thought that it would be cool to putting out segments is
basically just ski porn.
Yeah, really sick, and I love it, but it was nice to switch it up. And then it's kind of funny because now I feel I'm on the other end of it, where I had this vision for this project I've been working on this winter, and I thought it was going to be another kind of story-driven piece, but I think after last year doing the documentary and how extensive that whole process is, I am kind of just leaning towards doing more just raw little montage kind of style thing. So,
back to the grind.
Yeah.
Sick, dude. Well, I can totally relate just being the Need Essentials, you know, watching Torrin Martin, all his surf stories, and then he came out with that one where him and his new girlfriend or fiance or whatnot did that year-long travel in a sailboat to Bali. And it was like, usually his videos are like 15 minutes or something, and this was like a full hour and 15-minute like story behind him, and it was like really sick.
Yeah, dude.
To like dive in, because it's like I already liked him because of his surfing, but then the fact that I've like always kind of had that like dream of like, oh, imagine sailing or something to like go surfing, shit like that. So it's just like cool for him because it's not something he's like, he had to fully learn how to sail to then do this trip. And like it was a new thing. It's not like he's always been sailing. It was like somewhat of a new thing. So it's just like to see someone that you look up to basically do what you kind of want to. And he's like at that age as well. And you're just like, whoa, like he could do it, baby.
Yeah, no, it's sick. And he's such a rad surfer. And like,
style.
Yeah, to get to like have him open up and like you get inside his like the way he's thinking. And,
yeah.
You know, he's just talking more.
He's a very calm guy.
Yeah, it's sick. It's super cool to, I don't know, like get his whole program. Like you said, he didn't know how to sail and just decided to like take on this like pretty gnarly and like heavy endeavor of like sailing a boat and a long distance across the ocean.
Yeah.
But no, it's sick and it's definitely super inspiring.
Yeah,
too.
so I've definitely gotten into the story side of things a little more, like you were saying, and just like, I don't know, getting back into motocross and like the story, just them having races every weekend and like the drama that goes down and then the injuries and the comebacks and all that. There's so much more of a story, and like it's crazy because people keep talking about if like they did this to other sports, or like Jason Aaron and them always talk about like the people that did like Full Swing or the F1 series on Netflix, like tuned into skiing, like how much bigger it would make skiing, and like the stories behind all the athletes. Like Kobe Stevenson's crazy accident, and then he's now one of the top guys in the world.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy too, because like Kobe did that film, you know, about his accident and stuff with the step dudes. And
that was awesome to see.
I feel like that's something that like, I don't know, I personally think that should like get more attention, and like I feel like it didn't necessarily like. I mean, maybe I'm out of touch with it, but like I just feel like that project and story is so insane and inspirational, and like it should get more shine than it did.
I'm sure it made its way out of the ski realm a little bit, but I feel like
to the general public, dude. Like I think that's also like something that's just like super important and could be beneficial in the future for skiing and for athletes. Is like, you know, finding ways to like make things more relatable, because like street skiing is like extremely niche like thing. So I don't know, to like be able to find ways to like tell a story or give a way for people to connect that aren't like, you know, skiers on the level
every day or understanding it fully, because there's so much to it, dude. And it's crazy to think back, like every time I think about like couple years ago and just like the films I was showing my girlfriend, the projects that we did over the couple of years, just like No Bastards and Deviation stuff, and I was just like, dang dude, it's crazy like how much I learned about the street from Lupe. Like, you know, you do it with your friends at your hometown, but like to actually be like, alright, we're on a trip for 3 weeks, this is all we're doing, we need to get as many clips as possible, and just the program, like it's so sick to like wake up, go hit one spot, maybe hit another if we get that done fast enough, eat lunch, then fucking go back out at night. And it was just like, it's sick how much I learned to like, just like, if you don't dick around, how much shit you can get done on a couple week trip.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely, like, it's crazy. I feel like this winter, and even last year, you know, I think I was already pretty aware of how important, like, you know, skiing, I feel like can be made out to be. It's like this, people are like, it's such an individual sport, but like, the reality of street skiing is like, it's a crew thing. Like, you know, you're only as strong as your crew. Like, you gotta have like-minded people that you're around and just like, you know, be on the same program, because like, when you know, everything's dialed, like you said, and, you know, people are like, you know, in a flow together. It's pretty sick. Like,
just waking up and wanting it.
Yeah.
And just like being able to put in the work, even if it's not your spot.
Yeah, I think that's a huge thing, right? Like when you show up to a spot, it's cool. I think the way we were kind of doing things where it's like, okay, like, you know, we're in a cycle where someone's up, and like when someone's turn to ski, like the rest of the crew knows they give it 110% to like do whatever they can to like make it as easy as possible for the homie to get their clip. And then like, you know, you get that in return when it's your spot, and then the crew's just like everyone's helping each other, and it's just like a sick rhythm to be in, really. Yeah, it's special, like getting to just fucking like scour cities and yeah, you know, just travel with the boys. It's sick.
So you did some urban this winter? Did you link up with any homies?
Yeah, dude, this winter was like probably the least I've filmed in a while. We got snow early December here in Salt Lake, and I got like a week and a half of filming here, and then I like tweaked my back and I was out for a couple of weeks. The snow melted before I was back on my feet, so that was a bummer. But then I got one more trip, I think it was like end of January or maybe February. We went out to Reno. It was Tyler, and we linked up with Monty.
Oh, so yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so that was sick. And
he came here after that. Yeah, he was telling me.
Yeah, I'd want to hit stuff in Reno for a long time. Like,
is it pretty sick?
Yeah, dude, there's some big metal.
Does it hold snow very often?
Honestly, it's pretty tough. Like, you need to like time it super well, because like it snows and then melts really fast. Gotcha. So, you know, like we kind of send it out there gambling. We left Salt Lake, and like we were talking to someone out there, and they're like, yeah, there's like a couple inches left, but it's like melting. It's like gonna be gone in a day. And then there's like 40% chance of snow that night. Gotcha. And then it ended up snowing a little bit more. And there was also just like piles and like parking lots and stuff. So,
sick. You guys had to move a bunch of snow? Yeah,
but it was just like basically rails the whole time. Like we were just setting up like a skinny in-run with a takeoff, and then like snow for the landing. So
sick.
It was pretty minimal, like low tide, but it was so sick. Like I was psyched and got to see a bunch of like
any big kings?
Pretty classic spots. Yeah, definitely got to hit some kinky roads, so I was like pretty hyped on that.
How's our boy Monty? I've never hit an urbaner.
No, Monty's a G.
He's so good. Sick.
Yeah, he's a boss. Like,
did the winch go fast enough for what he wanted to do?
Yeah, dude, he was sending it. Like, I don't know. I hope he's not bummed, but we set up this like. Ty was hitting this like, I think it was like a 9 or 10 kink or something like that.
Damn.
And then there was this huge bank of snow in the parking lot to the right of it. And Monty like was like, I'm kind of over the rail. And then he was like just chilling for a second. And then like Ty was still sessioning, and he was like, yo, I think I'm gonna like set up this jump right here. And it was like kind of like this thread the needle through these two trees. And it was like a massive takeoff, like 15-foot tall quarter pipe through the trees. And so we like set that whole thing up, and then he ended up trying like, it was like basically like dub 9 like underflip, and dude, it was so insane because it's just like the most huge lip you've ever seen to flat. Like there was no landing, and he was just falling out of the sky. Unfortunately, he didn't end up lacing the dub. He tried it a few times, but he got a couple other like things on it that were pretty sick. And
nice.
Yeah, it's just good times, like chilling with Monty. He's such a boss, dude. He was like coming and staying at the Airbnb with us, and he was cooking like
he was
like 5-star meals, dude, for the boys. Like he was like the most unreal chef. Like 4-course dinners. Like I was like, dude, you're too kind. He's such a G.
I'm so bummed. I wanted to get him on the podcast, and we like I think he came from Reno with you guys and came here to stay for a week. And he pulls up and he just like brings out all his food. I was like, dang, like where'd you get? He's like, yeah, I was cooking for all the boys at the Airbnb and stuff. But we like sat down and started catching up, dude. And I was just like talking to him about Europe, and like there was so much political stuff going on. It's just like farmers like putting cow manure all over these buildings, and like it just got crazy political. And he was like in the middle of it, so I was like asking his opinion on it all. And I'm so mad I didn't just throw a mic on him because it was insane, the conversations that we started having.
Yeah, Monty's an interesting dude. He's really fun to talk with. Like, I really enjoy the conversations I have with him. We just, dude, we'd drink tea together, you know, like UK style, and just have great conversations.
He's got energy, and then his accent just makes things so funny.
Oh yeah.
Just come to us, you know. We don't get to hear that accent very often.
That's great. Yeah, I love listening to him talk.
But then, so you got after it. Monty got some clips. Tyler go in like he always does.
Oh yeah, he was on some shit this winter per usual. He was stepping to some heavy stuff, and just super motivated.
Sick.
Like
he always is.
Yeah, so that's sick. Yeah, Ty's definitely got some sick footage, and yeah, he was getting after it in the backcountry too. So he's gonna have like a well-rounded part, and
fuck yeah,
stoked to see how all this footage comes together.
Yeah, I can't wait to see your stuff.
Yeah,
are you combining it with some stuff from last year, or are you just?
No, it's all footage from this year. So I've been editing actually the past couple days. I don't have Wi-Fi at my new crib, so I've been going to Ty's house actually, and Ty's just been letting me edit at his house, so that's been nice. Shout out to Tyler and the rest of the boys, Brandon and Bray.
Hell yeah. But yeah, the other things you've been getting up to, you coach now?
Yeah,
I think you've been coaching for a little bit.
Yeah, I've been doing some coaching. It's been a nice way to try to get some money coming in.
Stay skiing.
Yeah, stay skiing. Yeah, it's definitely,
Did you ever see yourself coaching? Or is it something that you kind of like as you got older, it like appealed to you more as like, when you're young, you're just like, I don't want to fucking do that.
I mean, I definitely think when I was like, teens through early and mid 20s, even, I mean, honestly, most of my 20s, I was like, I just want to ski. Whatever I have to do to just be able to ski as much as I can. And, I think I'm still very stoked on skiing, and I want to keep filming and, putting out content and parts, and, but I think as I'm getting older, just trying to find the balance of not living so hand to mouth.
Yeah.
But again, obviously there's balance with everything, because there's always give and take. But yeah, just trying to be a little bit more on top of my shit, I guess you could say.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you've been going absolutely nuts climbing. How many times have you gone to Moab in the past, over the winter?
Over the winter, I didn't really climb outside, but I went down to Indian Creek, a couple weeks back now, and I was supposed to be there for 3 or 4 days, and I ended up staying for 15.
Shit.
Yeah, I was just down there camping with a bunch of good homies and climbing every day. It was pretty nuts. I only took 2 rest days out of the 15 days I was there, and dude, it's for the ski homies,
what do your fingers look like?
They're not bad right now. They were what was gnarly was after climbing hard for 2 weeks and then going to Oregon to surf.
Oh,
dude, the salt water. The first day I got in the water, I was looking at my hands as I was getting out, and it was just skin all over my fingertips and palms, all the callus is just falling off, which was gnarly. But to backtrack, dude, yeah, the creek, for the homies that ski and don't really climb, it's the vibe down there is like pretty comparable to like Spring Pass at Hood.
Wow.
Like it's all these homies, like just
all skill levels.
Yeah, dude, all skill levels. Like everyone's just dirt bagging it in the desert, fucking just camping out, climbing every day.
How far south is this?
So it's an hour south past Moab.
Gotcha. All right.
And
damn, that sounds
actually, sick. Honestly, I don't know directionally. I don't know if it's actually south, but it is. If you're driving from Salt Lake to Moab,
yeah,
you drive an hour through and past Moab.
Gotcha.
And then it's wherever that is. Yeah. So
it could be southeast. It could be southwest.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, dude, it's super sick. And like, I went to the gym with Jed the other day, and yeah, he like top roped some routes for the first time, and like he's getting stoked on climbing, and I've been like trying to peer pressure Tyler to dude, I know he would love it.
He's
too.
Strong as fuck too.
Yeah, and it's just funny because like I had a bunch of homies for a long time just being like, Lupe, like you love climbing, like, and I was just like, nah, dude, like climbing's for nerds. Like what, like why would I ever climb? And then I tried it, and I was like, holy shit, I actually understand. And yeah, it's really cool.
I know you've been telling me for a while.
Yeah, dude, you'd love it. It's just like, it's just a different, you know, type of body movement than skiing. Like skiing's really fast, and like, you know, climbing is a lot slower. And, I don't know.
The yin and yang of it all.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's sick too.
Rock a different medium than snow or water.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, we can get back into surfing. You were just in Oregon recently?
Yep, was just in Oregon. I was at my buddy Taylor Pace's house. He just bought some property.
Oh, really?
In Wheeler, which is like, you know where that is.
That's really close to where I live at.
Yeah, that's, for the listeners, it's like a bit south of Short Sands Beach on the coast of Oregon. But Taylor, he just, you know, over the past few years, he's really gone full in with his shaping company, Pace Crafts.
Really sick boards too, just like very minimal. If he does paint schemes for people, it's like very minimal, very like light earthy colors.
Yeah.
A few like purples or violets in there, but I was like, dang, I really like it.
He's gonna love that compliment actually. But yeah, dude, he just like got like that property I was telling you about, and there's a barn, and he like fully turned it into his like shaping bay, and he's got the sanding room. He's got 4 different rooms, I believe.
And probably sanding room, glassing room.
Yeah, I think something. But yeah, it was so cool. I got to just kind of hang out and watch him build boards and like watch him go through the process, and like, you know, it was super sick. And yeah, he shaped me 2 boards, and they're fucking so unreal. Like
Indo boards.
Yeah,
let's go.
Indo boards, and super stoked. But yeah, that was a long tangent. But yeah, shout out to Taylor. And if you're trying to get some boards, like I'd highly recommend hitting him up, because
go to Spring Pass, ski a little bit, and hit the coast, hit up Taylor.
get a custom board. He's fucking unreal.
Dang, that's sick. What was the last time you surfed other than since you're just in Oregon? I'm trying to think. Did you make any SoCal trips during the winter at all? I remember us talking about them, but I didn't. I
surfed with Owen in the fall. We were out in SoCal, but I don't think I surfed
before Owen got crazy busy.
Yeah, it was right. Yeah, like right before winter, basically. But yeah,
I think you guys might have called me.
I don't.
Or like said, "Yo, where are you?" Like.
Yeah, I don't think I surfed this winter.
Gotcha. More climbing. Guess more skiing.
No, it was basically just skiing this winter. Yeah, I was like between trying to do some coaching and then balancing that with filming.
Yeah.
I think I was like
played with school.
Yeah, I had my hands full.
I just remember that quick February trip we did the one year in between 2 different urban trips. Me, you, and Owen ripped my RV.
Oh, Where to San Diego?
Yeah.
That was sick.
That was so fun.
Yeah, that was crazy. Cause I forgot we were about to take the van, Owen's van, and then like
I was like, Owen, when's the last time you started your van? He's like, oh, it's been like 6 months, but she fires.
Yeah, and it's like actually
the morning of, he turns it on and the belt, the like timing belt, or
I think something with the transmission
pulley belt.
too. Like,
Gotcha. The pulley belt or something just exploded and everything turned off. And I was like, oh, I gotta get my RV out of storage, and we just sent it.
that was sick. We were still able to go.
I think it was kind of for the best. And then that happened when we were there or something.
Yeah,
And just having the RV to cook up and like, it was pretty chill.
That was super chill.
Being able to just like go back and forth around the surf spots. We didn't even drive, like, other than driving from Salt Lake to there, we basically only drove like 10 miles in like the surf area.
I feel like most of the time we were posted up at, was it Tourmaline?
Tourmaline, yeah, or Ocean Beach. Is that the other one?
Yeah, OB.
OB, yeah.
Was it Peter?
I was just
Or actually, no, we were down by the jetty.
right after urban skiing, cold ass, fucking, to go down there. That was sick. That was my first time in SoCal since I was like 10 years old.
Yeah, I love it down there. It's sick. That it's definitely can be, at times, it can be frustrating with crowds. But, you know, that's the way it goes.
So you have a big trip coming up, since we're on the topic of surfing.
Yeah, dude, I'm like nervous to talk about it because honestly, it's been such a shit show, you know, logistically. So I'm just like,
How many flights to get there?
yeah, I feel like until I'm there, I'm like, I don't even know if it's happening. Because, dude, basically, I booked my first set of flights for the kid and I, and in 2.5 weeks, dude, the flights got canceled 3 times and then rescheduled 4. So, like, each day I'd get a new email saying your flight was canceled, your flight was rescheduled, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, dude, this is insane. Like
Yeah.
this is just too much. Like, getting
Because you have multiple flights that you had to buy separate.
Yeah, no, this time I pretty much, like, bought, like basically it was like a flight from Salt Lake to LA was separate, and then I got a flight that was going to be LA to Hong Kong, Hong Kong to Kuala Lumpur, and then Kuala Lumpur to Medan to Simeulue. But they added a 1.5 day layover to the flight when I landed in Hong Kong.
Whoa.
And then that was going to mess up other flights, like, once I was, like,
gotcha.
farther in my travels.
Gotcha.
And so I was just like, this is insane. Like, I spent all this money and they keep changing the flights and, like, can't guarantee the dates. Like, and they weren't being very helpful. Like, I was on the phone with them for, like,
Oh my god.
I think 11 hours in 2 days on hold trying to, like, get a refund on the flights. And then
my god.
before I got the refund, I ended up buying another set of flights out there, just hoping
They would get
that the other ones would get refunded. Because I was like,
my god, dude, that's risky.
yeah, I know. I'm just like, I've got these boards shaped for the trip. I've, like, committed to, like, the surf camp, and then, like, just for the film that I'm working on, like, all these things, like, I put so much effort into it, so I'm just, like, doing whatever I can to make this happen. And I just found out the other day they are going to refund the first flights. I got new flights booked, so now I'm flying Salt Lake to San Fran to Hong Kong, and then Hong Kong, like, same thing. So it's, yeah, like 3.5, 4 days of travel. And
where are you going? Is that out where Ahmed is?
yeah, it's where Ahmed's staying.
Because you've been there before as well, too, right?
Yeah, I went out there at the end of last summer, and yeah, basically, just like, I don't know, man. I love filming and the creative process, and, like, you know, as I've fallen more and more in love with surfing, I just, like, I find all these like activities, or, you know,
lifestyles.
Yeah, like, whatever you call it, like, I enjoy doing them, and it's really fun filming them and, like, making something. And so I was like,
you're the type of person that, like, I'm not just gonna do this, I'm gonna try my best and get as good as I can at this.
Yeah, I have, like, Yeah, that mentality can be good and bad sometimes, I guess. But yeah, no, I just wanted to do it with surfing, so it's kind of like this like far out idea. I'm like, what am I doing, dude? Like, I'm paying for a filmer to come with me to Indo to film surfing, and like fuck, I hope I like can get good waves and not look like a kook. But you know, regardless, it's just gonna be a sick experience. And yeah, definitely going back to what you just said, I think it is definitely true of my nature of like when I get into something, I want to do it well. And I don't know, I think I'm trying to balance that more and just like, you know, making sure I enjoy it. And
well, it's just you're well-rounded enough to like know like I'm taking this serious, but at the same time, like obviously skiing, I'm more like a skier at a high level, but as far as like surfing and climbing, it's like somewhat new to you. So it's not like you're like this dude that like, fuck dude, I'm gonna be this climber, I'm gonna be this surfer. It's just like you're a well-rounded enough person to be like, I'm gonna try my hardest, but I'm not some cocky dude that's like, oh, because I'm good at this other thing, I'm gonna be this good at every other thing I do.
Yeah, I think what I really realized about it is like I just love learning.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And so when you're doing something new, like for climbing and surfing, because they're both so new to me, like the level of progression, like the little wins can happen so much more frequently.
Yeah, and you know to look for that because you went through it with skiing. So it's like you kind of know to look through that and like know the little battles. You're like, all right, with skiing I got over it, so I know with climbing or surfing, these little valleys I'm in right now that might suck, you know you're gonna get through it.
Yeah, and even like I think just looking at it on like a positive note, just seeing constant growth and constantly learning and just being able to, because I'm so new, like to progress a little bit, it's a lot easier with surfing or climbing than with skiing.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really makes sense.
No, it does, dude. You can't fucking do switch nose over 2 onto some gnarly rails. Too much better than you already have.
Yeah.
Without putting your life completely on the line.
Yeah, I think that is a good way to explain it exactly. Is just like the level for skiing, like you get to a level and then it's like, okay, I either have to do something really gnarly and like, you know, fucking potentially like, you know, you could get really fucked up, or it has to be just like, you know, super creative, which can be tough to.
You have both, but you're also very known for the dude jumping off the fucking 20-foot rails. Some gnarly shit, dude.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Like I feel like this winter hitting shit, I was like, kind of, I don't know. I guess last year coming back from the knee injury, I was not confident at all. I was like very in my head. And I felt like this winter I finally got back into a rhythm where I was like confident in like skiing how I wanted to be skiing, and just in a mental place that I was happy with. But even then I was still like, like how do I want to be approaching street skiing? What are the kind of features I want to be seeking out? And I think just finding that I'm like, okay, being more selective about when I do, like, I think I'd probably be lying to myself if I say I don't want to like jump, like I'm not gonna jump off some big shit again in the future, like, because honestly, it's fucking sick when you find a feature that's big and it's like proper.
It scares you.
Yeah, it's sick and it just looks good, like, and I mean, it's sick if you can get technical on a big feature, but also I think when you can find features that are really big and it's just like the skiing can be very simple but just clean and stylish and like, I don't know, I think that's really fun.
Make it look easy, and then someone's like, oh, I could do that, and then they show up at the spot and they're like, oh my fucking god.
Well, I think that's like classic like street skiing, right? Like,
I just remember the dam, dude. We get to the dam because it was the one that, what was it? Not Clayton.
Cam Riley, and also I believe Cam Bull.
Gotcha.
Both.
Gotcha. But I just remember you and Owen pulling up the shots of him doing like, I think it was like basically a 180. It wasn't quite a full 180 into the wall, and we're just like looking down the wall like,
Oh, yeah, the wall ride, the big wall, Cam hit that, and then Clayton hit the other side and did the like ollie 270. And those are both mental. Like, they're fucking so heavy to see. Yeah, it's definitely crazy. Like, you see shit on film, and I feel like that's like a very young person mentality of like, because I remember like just not having a younger person's mentality, like someone new to
I can do that,
like just new to filming street, and like you start seeing all these spots and videos and then start seeing them in person, and then it gives you a little more perspective, and you're like, oh shit, like.
Well, I just remember going to spots. It was like me, you, Tyler, and Paul, and like obviously you'd see that we'd be looking up Google Earth, looking at it, and being like, all right, there's like I want to do this, and this, or like these are my ideas, and then you get to the spot, and it's just like the minute little things of that spot, like will change your like opinion on how you can do something. Like, oh, the flat to the down is much shorter than I thought. Like, there's this pole for this AC sticking out. Like, it's crazy until you're like actually at a spot.
Yeah, I think that's another skill that's like very important to have.
Don't get too quick to like call what you want. Like,
well, I think
have an idea,
that's again just like coming back to like when you're first starting out. Like, I did the same thing. Like, I would be like, oh, I'm gonna do this trick, and this trick, and then like barely be able to slide to the end of the rail, and then like as you get more experience and time, you're able to better like just look at a feature, be like, how could I set that up? Like, where am I going to get my speed? What are the things I need to avoid? How can I make this as easy as possible to happen? And then like, what tricks are realistic for me on this?
Like, as much as you want this feature, it looks on the picture for the trick you want to try, but to actually get there and everything to be how you want it. Enough to do whatever gnarly trick or whatever.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's really impressive when you're like hitting spots with people that can like, they haven't even necessarily been to the spot yet. They're already looking at a picture. They're able to like, even from the picture, they're looking at the in-run, they're looking at the landing, anything that might be an obstacle or create an issue. And they're like, okay, I'm gonna do this trick, and then they can go there and do it. And that's like, that's sick, dude. That's like really cool, and that's like, that takes a lot of time and dedication of the craft, but it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. It doesn't always work out like that, but when it does, it's like, fuck yeah.
And that's definitely something that I learned from you, and I'm sure Paul and Tyler both learned from you.
The vision, the eye.
Just on that one trip, I just remember like a few of us, like even I did it, like wanted to trick at a spot before we even got there, and then you get there and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's classic. Like, I've done it a million times. But that's also another, good thing to be able to do is like, because in the past I've been like so fixated on a trick, or fixated. I've been whoa, dude. No, I've been so fixated on a trick in the past that I didn't adjust. Gotcha. And then because of that, I could have probably gotten a shot, but I didn't. So like being able to like realize when it's like, okay, I'm forcing something, like I need to adjust my approach right now and do something different. Like, that's also.
Or just not being so dead, like being like, it's hard because urban is like, you actually have to like find the feature. So when you find a feature that you're like, oh, this is the perfect one, you get there and it's not it. Like, either getting yourself to do it or being like, all right, I gotta find something that's a little bit better for the trick I want. And sometimes it's crazy because there's a few spots I know we hit that I didn't even think of some of the tricks, and it's just as you like get more and more, like you hit the rail, it might not be something where like getting to the end is the hardest part, but then you just start thinking of other stuff as you're there, and it turns into stuff that you don't even think that you would want to try.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely one of my favorite things that happens, which is pretty rare for me, is like, you end up at a spot and you're just like, I actually don't know what I'm going to do. Or like you said, the trick you wanted to do isn't working out. And then like, you end up getting a clip or doing a trick that, like you said, like, it's just so in the moment. Like, and it wasn't planned and it just like happens. And then you're like, whoa, that was fucking sick. Or even sometimes I'll hit a feature and like I'll make a mistake that I realize, oh, that would be sick if I did this or that, and then I'm like, okay, and like that mistake gave me an idea. So
yeah. Does it ever happen with you where you go to a spot, get the clip that you wanted, and it just doesn't look as, I mean, I know this because I know you, but it just doesn't look as cool as you'd want, and then there's a trick that you do that you're like, oh, that's going to be like a filler or a throwaway clip maybe, but just the way it was filmed, it looks a lot cooler.
Yeah, definitely that has happened for sure, where I have an idea of like, oh, I want to do this trick on this spot and have it filmed this way, and then land it, watch it, and be bummed, and like be like, oh, that's not what I thought it was gonna be, and then kind of like adjust from there and like end up doing something that I probably initially wouldn't have been as hyped on, but then I'm like,
just the way it looked.
Yeah, the way, because like the filming is just as important as the skiing, and sometimes for whatever reason, like something just doesn't.
That's something I noticed just being with Owen and being on like trips, like with you, and just like watching, like obviously you're there in person to see it, and then to see it through the camera, and just obviously Owen's amazing at what he does.
Yeah.
But then you just like, some of the filler clips are just like, some of the shots that like I didn't think I would like as much, I'm just like, whoa, like Owen killed it with the filming to where like it actually looks so sick.
Oh yeah, I mean, no doubt, like there's so many times Owen has like made something that I've done very simple like look a lot sicker because his filming is so dope. And I think that too, like,
you just don't see it the same way because you almost see everything with somewhat of a fisheye because you see so much, and then if you look through this little box that Owen does, it's like, it's crazy how like sometimes being super tight, or that as he zooms at like, you know what I mean, just like the way it fits in the little box, other than like your whole vision with your peripherals and everything.
Yeah, and I think for all the youngins and anyone that's, filming and trying to continue to do that, like, I can't stress enough how special like the filmer skier bond is, and like, when you have the ability to like learn and grow with someone, and work with someone that's your friend and you're on the same page about like traveling, you can be together all the time, and just that's something super special. So it's just like having a connection and like a good flow with the filmer you're working with is huge. And like this year more than ever I was just like, oh my gosh, dude, like it's just kind of an interesting year for myself. So
it was just hard when you like, especially with most of the younger kids, or just like you starting out, you're obviously going to do it with your friends. So like if it works out and is easy with your friends, you don't realize how difficult it could be if you don't like know the person and don't work well with the person, because you're like already friends with these kids to begin with, and then if like the clips start to look sick, you're just like, oh, you got it, we're good, let's go. But then to like move on to a new person.
So just like, I don't know, when you guys find that, like, cherish it and appreciate it, and I don't know, it's like, it's cool to see there's so many young crews right now that are getting after it, and it's sick to see all the fucking, dude, it's like the past few years there's been so many street videos coming out each fall, and even throughout the winter, and although there's a lot of other shit going on in the industry that's not that sick, like that is sick.
You want to talk about that?
I mean, I'll talk about whatever. I don't necessarily if you have questions.
What came to mind when you said that though?
Oh, I just think it's just a tough time right now to like be like trying to make a living as a skier.
Yeah, definitely.
And not even just a skier. I don't want to pretend by any means I like know much about economics or politics, but I'm aware that like currently we're not doing great as like a country, or just I think a lot of people are hurting in general. And so I don't know, I think across the board with action sports, from what I've been seeing, like there's been a lot of contract cuts, and
it's hard with the whole content creation on Instagram and stuff like that. It's the view, like people just wanting views no matter like who the views come from type of thing. It's wild.
Yeah, I think it's tough because like a lot of marketing budgets are cut. Like when there's issues financially, that's like usually the first thing that's gonna go, like marketing budget and athlete budget, and
It's tough.
yeah, but no, it's interesting. And I think like I'm just very curious to see what's going to happen in the next 5 years and like where things are gonna go, just with film or not film but like video. Gotcha. You know what I mean, like projects and.
Yeah, I wonder, because it's great. Like I think I forget who I was talking about it with the other day, but I was just like, dude, it's wild to think that like out of all the mediums of videos and stuff like that, YouTube I feel like has been the constant of everything. Like there's like certain apps and social media apps that grow and then fall out of like being cool, or like people shy away from it.
I mean, Instagram's been pretty consistent. Like obviously YouTube outdates Instagram.
But I think I was talking to like new schoolers is sick, but like it's wild. Like I haven't been on it. I mean, I've been on it a couple times this year just to check up on things, but like there's definitely like a 3-year period where I just didn't even go on it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Even though it was such a hub of like, it was my Explorer page as a kid, like every single day I went on and checked like the like picture of the day type of thing. Like
yeah, but I mean that like Owen is like a great example of like with browser. Like,
that's so sick.
That's so something that like I feel like the community and skiing.
Yes.
Like I couldn't think of a better person to do that.
Yeah.
Like he's just like homies with everyone. He's a dude of all trades, and like he's just like
Willie G getting the freaking cover. That was such a sick picture.
So sick. I was stoked for him to see that. It was wicked. Congrats, Willie. You're the man.
That was such a sick wooden rail.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah, it's a beautiful photo.
But yeah, Owen's killing it with that.
But yeah, no, like more stuff like that. And I mean, you see like the younger dudes taking initiative, like this winter, the Yomi Rail Jam at Woodward. Didn't Willie just do a little event at Brighton or something?
I'm not sure.
I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. I heard that there was some little like homie get together at Brighton.
Was it like the 420 quarter pipe?
I'm not sure. I was out of town, but I saw some stuff on Instagram, and like I don't know, it's just sick to see people doing things to get.
It's wild because there's a lot of stuff like event-wise coming back. Like it was crazy to go to Jib League and see how that whole operation is.
Yeah, that's another great example. Yeah, I was bummed I missed that. I was in Colorado, but yeah, that's another great example of like an event for the people, and like what those boys.
The amount of kids that I passed going down there that were driving from Salt Lake there, like I'd look up on the roof of the cars and see twin tips, and I'd look in, I was like, oh, there's Andrew Egan going. Like I know where he's going right now. It was just sick to see the migration to Sugar Bowl.
Hell yeah.
For this, and then the day of the like open event, there were so many people, it was unreal.
That's super dope.
And yeah, I was talking to Woodsy, and he said it's definitely hard to do shit like that here in America with insurances and stuff like that, or just not being here to like coordinate everything, but it seemed like Sugar Bowl put on for them.
That's dope.
So hopefully we get some more events like that. But I don't know if you listen to the Good Enough podcast, Jason Ahrens and stuff, but they're talking about the possibility of like rail jams getting into the Olympics, where it's its own event as just rails.
Wow. Like
they're saying like it's more of like in the next 10 years it's gonna be in the Olympics.
That's unreal.
Like that's what like basically what Jason's been saying.
That's crazy. I hope I hope it stays.
And like some people aren't about it, but also at the same time, Jason's mindset on it is if we don't get involved and control how it is, it could be as lame as what people expect it to be as an Olympic event. So he's like, we can't just let our hands off and let it happen because it's going to happen. We have to get involved so that it could possibly be like a Rails to Riches jam format, not this like scan a bracelet, wait 3 minutes because of a commercial, then drop type stuff.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Jason is an OG, and I think his outlook on skiing and his knowledge, like, I think he is an amazing ambassador for our sport, and
you can just hear it through the podcast. It's so technical. I love listening to theirs.
And I guess maybe some people would maybe not call it a sport or whatever, like whatever. But yeah, no, it's sick, dude. Jason, and like what he's doing with Surface too is really sick. Like giving young and up and coming shredders opportunity and support, and yeah, it's just like there's a lot of crazy shit going on right now. So like to see Jason doing all that positive stuff, I think is sick, and I think he is right, dude. Like 100%. You know, it's up to us to like make sure we keep shit cool.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people, like their first contest were rail jams, like at their local resort, whether it was like for $150 or helmets. Like I remember some of our ski resort or rail jams back home, you'd get a snowboard as a skier, and you're just like, oh sick, I want a snowboard. But like it was something that you're like, it was more of like in the friend group or like the crew at the local resort who was the best, and it was like some outside like kind of park crew, older kids or something was actually giving me the feedback and being like, no, like, and I feel like that was just like some sort of, it was just cool to have that at your home resort, because it's just like you can start traveling and go to the bigger ones, but like you started out, like I remember my first rail jam was just like a spot where they would just show up with cash, you didn't even have to sign up, and they'd be like, alright, we're hitting this 30-foot long box, do tricks, and you get like $10 or $20 if you did something cool.
Yeah, I mean, dude, when I was like a teenager coming up on the East Coast, I mean, there were so many events going on around the East Coast that were just rail jams.
Yeah.
And dude, you could like, you know, people would just go from event to event, and you could actually like make.
Yeah, there was definitely like a handful, maybe 10 events at least that were probably like a couple $1,000s.
Oh, I mean, more than that, dude. Like Rails to Riches, and there used to be a bunch of other stuff going on, like. I mean, Corinthia used to do like Corinthia Open, or it was like Mount Snow Open, MSO.
Because we had Can't Jib at my home resort at one point. That was 2 or 3 years, and it was $5K for first place. And I remember Sam Zahner almost won it one year doing like rodeo 6 off, or like some nuts. I think it was Misty 6 off. Weird. And like Casey Arnold came for that and did like rodeo disaster on this 40-foot flat down, or down flat down.
Yeah, I can't remember what the prize purse used to be for Rails to Riches back.
I think it was like 20 or 25. It was massive.
I mean, it used to be. I don't know if it ever got that big, but like it used to be, you know, decent amount of money to win. And like, I mean, even just like hearing stories about like Lucas Magoon, for instance, like who, you know, is like a bit older than me, but dude, he was like going around like winning like every fucking rail jam and like made like crazy money, dude. Like, but yeah, you don't really see events like happening like that anymore. So I don't know, it'd be like, I remember Tom talking about you know, when he first started doing the Seven Springs Rail Jam,
Steel City stuff.
Street City or Steel City Showdown. Yeah, he was talking about wanting to do like a multiple stop like street event like kind of thing, and I don't know, like I think if something like that was to ever happen, it'd be really sick. But I think with the rail skiing, I think it would be sick to like try to honor like street stuff with that discipline, which like I don't know if is actually, I don't even know if I feel that way. Maybe not. Yeah, because that, even just saying that feels funny, like being like, yeah.
So I remember certain things, like there would always be that one rail that you're like, shit, like it'll be probably my least like dope trick, or like I don't want to say dope, but like not my hardest trick, but it's like the skirtless quad kink that's 2 like down flat downs together, so there's like a little gap in the middle. I remember Big Boulder having some fucked up rail in one of the rail jams, and it was like, to me that was almost like a street feature with how fucked up it was.
Yeah, I guess if they like really tried to, like, because also with the budget and, like, financial backing that the Olympics has, like, they could probably make a pretty sick, like, street style course. Like if they had, like, huge transitions, big walls, like, rails to transition, and I don't know, just, like, made it, like, fucking sick. Like, that could be dope, I mean, because I think, I don't know, this might be a controversial opinion, but, to make a living just filming or skiing street, like being a rail skier, is really, really hard. So.
And then the like possibility of injury is so fucking high.
Yeah, like the reality is, like, there's not really many people that are, like, just doing that and, like, getting paid. And so I don't know, like, if the Olympics could provide an opportunity for kids to, like, continue to ski in that way and, like,
make a living,
I think that'd be pretty sick.
Like, to pay for any injuries that pop up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but, like, the reality of it is, like, like, there's only how many spots on the U.S. team?
Yeah.
Like, so I don't even know for that discipline, like, what would it be, like, two
that was
guys?
the things that I don't know if it was Pete who was, like, going back and forth with Jason about it, but they were like, well, what is that going to turn this thing into then a 4-year cycle of, like, people only have sponsors every 4 years, or are they going to take kids that are already on the Olympic team that are already in slope or pipe and just bring them over to the rails? Are they going to add additional people to the team? There was, like, a whole bunch of stuff that, like, I think it was Pete brought up, which he makes a great point, but I also think it's really big what Jason said about, like, if you just let it happen, it might not be as cool as, like, if you had people that are in the industry that actually give a fuck.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it'd be better for, like, an X Games to just do it. But then it's, like, also, like, I don't know. Who knows?
What did you think about the slush thing being in X Games? The rail side of. Did you see that at all?
No, I didn't watch the event. I saw some clips and stuff, but I mean, dude, I think it's, like, anytime skiers can get some shine and some exposure, I think it's sick. So, that's dope. And yeah, I don't know. I think it was interesting because I think it's been going on that the snowboarders, like, had, like, the street style setup for a couple of years, and, like, skiers haven't been able to do it, and I was just like, damn, like, that's a bummer.
It's there, it's built.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're worried about where it's going to be next year or something like that. But it was cool to talk to Joss about having slush in, and I think it was cool, the format and stuff, how they did it. It was definitely hectic with multiple games going on at once, trying to be filmed and stuff like that, so they're definitely going to work out some stuff for next year. But yeah, it was just cool to see that, and then obviously we can go back to some of the events that were in the streets, just like the Red Bull stuff it's crazy. Like, that stuff just popped up out of nowhere, where they just would take a rail jam to an actual city with snow.
Yeah. I think, going back real quick, one thing I was stoked on, I think, to see Slush getting involved with the X Games was really sick. Yeah, just, like, it's sick for X Games to be, like, interacting with,
other ventures.
Skiing. Like, I don't know, obviously, like, Joss is the man, and, like, he's put a lot of time and effort into Slush, and I don't know, just to see, like, X Games be like, let's partner up and do something together, like,
and to make it work.
Yeah, I think
to put Slush live, I don't think it's ever really been that live of an event.
Yeah, I just think it's good for skiing and good for the homies, and it's sick to, like, see them doing that.
What do you think about the Red Bull stuff that's been going down in the streets? I think most of it's been snowboarding. But
it was just, like, why don't invite skiers, like, let the skiers shred.
The only thing that was, like, somewhat similar was Phil's thing, right?
Yeah, Phil did that,
that was
multiple
crazy
stop event. I guess, like, the stop up in somewhere in Canada was at the park, and it's a spot that Phil's, like, hit
up at kind of thing.
Yeah, he's filmed and hit that spot, like, in multiple segments that he's put out, so it's pretty cool that, like,
wonder how that works with like insurance and like the town, like however the city works. It was like
I'm not sure. I know
permission for something like that.
I'm pretty sure in some form or another, Phil's like he's like working with the tourist group from his hometown.
Gotcha.
Or something along those lines, if I'm not mistaken. Which that's so sick. Like,
yeah. No, that's what, like I was just thinking like how could you make something like that here in Salt Lake? And I'm just like,
I mean what was it, Slush Mag maybe, or someone, the snowboarder, or was it Dustbox? Someone did an event this past fall. Remember that there's somewhere kind of downtown, I believe.
Yeah.
But I think
I didn't go to that. Did they like shut down? Like it looked like something where they shut down a street to build.
I think it was like a staircase in front of a building.
Whoa.
Or in a park. But yeah, I don't know. I think it would just take some planning and then just having to put some effort in. Like I bet it's
communication,
task,
whatever.
But like I think it could be done.
Gotcha.
I think it'd be a lot of work though.
Yeah. Because I just remember Tom saying that about the first Steel City. He's like, I want to do stuff like this again. But I think the first year he was like the coordinator for everything while being the announcer. So I remember him just being like, dude, I've been spinning all over for the past,
It seems like a lot of work.
Yeah. I think the second year he was like he had someone doing the coordination and he was just able to be himself and announce and be around. Because I remember he was like, dude, I'd have to go into the freaking media like truck, be locked inside, and then go out and then go right back in. And I mean, the event was crazy, so I couldn't imagine how trying to coordinate all that shit.
Yeah, and I think too, like financially for him, it's like an investment.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know if he would technically, like, it's an investment, but yeah, he was putting a lot of money into it, like, and I don't know if he was necessarily seeing it back, so, like, it's sick that he was willing to do that for skiing.
But, I mean, since we were talking about all the other stuff that you were doing and stuff like that, I can kind of almost already kind of know where it's going with going out to Indo and filming surfing. Is there going to be some sort of climbing, surfing, skiing film in the works?
Yeah, originally I was like, I wanted it to be street skiing, backcountry skiing, climbing and surfing. And after like having climbing in the documentary I did last year, I was just like, maybe make this just skiing and surfing. And so that is the plan. Hopefully this trip works out.
Get barreled.
Yeah, get tubed, and the kid and I are gonna go hang out and film. And
I feel like he's the perfect dude to take to Indo.
Yeah, I'm pretty psyched, man. Him and I we're on a similar page, and we just. Yeah, it's easy to be around Zach. He's really easygoing dude.
Funny guy.
Yeah, he's like on top of it too with all his filming and everything. And, he's absolutely hilarious. He's so funny and he's just fun to travel with, And that's like the big thing with this. Like obviously, I want to go out there and like try to get some sick footage, but like I'm just excited to have this opportunity to like go travel with a good friend
and like the way he's traveled and stuff like that is going to be similar to.
He knows what's up. Like I'm not worried about that in any sense, which is really a relief because it's logistically it's a lot to like plan all this. So just to like not be stressing about that is like nice. Yeah, like I just like trust Zach and know he's like on top of his shit.
Yeah, dude. So I know we're all going to be looking forward to that. Is there any other stuff you want to throw out there?
At the moment, no. I don't think so.
Just enjoying life, going to Indo. I know you told me to come, and I'm just like, fuck.
I was trying to recruit all the homies. I was trying to get Owen to come out. Who else did I talk to? Okay, I talked to a couple people. I'm sure. But it's a lot, dude. It's a big commitment of time and money, and it's fucking pretty insane.
I feel like it's just gnarly. I mean, obviously they're coming back, but like the gnarly, just all the flight, just you explaining it, like flights getting canceled, and just like 5 flights to get there. But I feel like once you're there, it's gotta be so surreal.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like, dude, I mean, the water is like bath water. It's so warm. You're just in your board shorts. Like, I'll paddle out at like 5:30, 5:45. It's still dark, like just about to get light, and it's not cold. And like to be that warm and comfortable is just so nice. And then also like, yeah, the best waves I've ever surfed, and the culture, the people are so cool.
Hang out with Ahmed, knowing that he knows his way around and catch some fish.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's nice. Like Ahmed, yeah, he
Get out of the States.
showed me where all the waves are around the area, and go out fishing like he said. It's good.
How good is he at surfing these days?
Ahmed surf's good.
Yeah. No, I'm just like, just the amount of time he's been there.
Oh yeah.
When he got back in the States for
Ahmed gets there.
I just remember when I saw that he was back in the U.S. briefly this winter. I hit him up instantly. I was like, dude, you gonna come skiing out west at all? Like, what's good? It's been like a long time, just because he was one of the dudes that inspired me to get into the RV, just because he had one. I just remember meeting him at Keystone and talking to him about it. He's like, oh dude, you got it, like no problem. And then I get one and I see that he's selling his, but it was obviously because he was leaving the States.
Yeah, he lived in Europe too in an RV for a winter or two, and then
it was the same RV brand that does my RV too.
Yeah, he like hooked up some deal with them.
Yeah.
And, like he had the one in the States that you were talking about with the huge spy. Yeah, that was wild. I remember being in Govey, and Ahmet was just posted up on the road. He's like, yeah, what's up, bro?
The loop, yeah. I just remember like the craziest spring pass. Like there was just that one lot down on Road 39 that just had the gate, and it was just like a little field. And I just remember meeting Sammy and him being like, yo, come to 39, like there's a gate, like pull in. And it was Sammy with his little black Dolphin RV, all met with his, and then I pulled in with my like sketchy one, and I was like, yo. The sketchy one I had at the time, and I was just like, dang, this is so sick.
That's funny.
But good times, man. It was good to catch up, dude. I'm glad I caught you before you went to Indo.
Yeah,
and just to get what you did all winter.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It was fun to talk and shoot the shit.
It's always good to catch up too. We haven't linked up very much.
It
was just weird, dude, not skiing.
Surf, dude.
Yeah. When you get back to Indo, dude, figure out a way to get to Oregon.
Yeah, I'd be down. I can drive out. We should just like stay in touch, keep an eye on the swell.
I got a place for you to stay.
Let me know when some waves are on the way, and I'll just drive out, sleep in the truck.
Oh yeah, the truck's gotta be a game changer for you.
Yeah, it was huge, dude. Huge. I like had that Subi for
years.
11 years.
Years.
She was a good girl.
I just remember you always being worried about it, but then like, I gotta go surf, and you just mob 10 hours. I'm like, dude, it's reliable for most things, it seems like.
Yeah, I definitely towards the end. I mean, basically, the past 5 years when I was like living in Salt Lake, I like babied it, and I was just
kept it going.
Yeah, I was like so worried it was gonna blow up, and then this winter it finally did.
Damn. R.I.P. to the Subaru.
Yeah, R.I.P. I got my life's worth out of it. Here.
Oh, I'm sure.
I got its life's worth out of it.
I'm sure. That was perfect though. The wagon, dude. Like
it was a sick whip.
Hell yeah.
I could just sleep in the back and put my boards in there. Whatever.
I just love that it was manual too.
Yeah, that's something I wish my truck was a manual. That'd be sick. Like Owens, dude. Owens Taco is a manual, and I'm definitely jealous of that. It's so sick.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to end it. Reminiscing on the vehicles.
Yeah, cut that. We don't need to cut that. You got me talking about cars, dude.
That's what happens when you're an adult these days. Talking about cars. Oh yeah.
When you gonna take me right on your dirt bike?
Come to Oregon, dude. I got you.
Alright.
We'll start you on the 80.
Alright.
Work your way out.
I'm down.
Awesome, brother. It was good. We got some stories. I'm sure kids will be stoked to listen. I know you have a pretty sick little core following, and I know that anytime you tune into something, there's always people following you. So,
well, thanks, man. I appreciate that, and yeah, thanks again for having me. Always a pleasure, dude.
Let's go, and that's a wrap. Episode 9, the real episode 9.